talking about the OKR implementation, I specifically used these two images to talk about that experience. Initially, when you read about it, the start of this journey was we had a very supportive founder who wanted to who's constantly looking at different ways of scaling up, different ways of helping people grow, very invested in that. So when this was introduced by Dr. Sista, we started sort of looking at this, learning about it, reading about it, talking to people that have already implemented it in different fields. So it looked simple initially when you read, objectives, key results, and then you have initiatives. How hard could that be? And then you really get into it. I think the first image is mostly like the chaos that, that then sort of occurs when you sort of look at all the different pieces that are there. There are lots of different teams, how everyone understands their role and their purpose and what they're working towards. Everyone's always working and everyone's very passionate about education. They all want to build a lot of new programs and initiatives, but how do they go about measuring the impact of that? There's a lot of output, there's a lot of input, but also how do you really think about the impact of doing certain things? What are a lot of the tasks that we do? What is the intention of doing it a certain way? And working through that, a lot of things are tangled with each other. A lot of things are difficult to kind of tear apart and look at and examine. So the implementation process was a lot of that. And the other thing is things just kept changing. Sometimes when we first started implementing, everyone said, okay, so we get this, we understand this. When we were in the process of doing this ourselves, we realized that we do need some support and guidance and coaching to support this process. Initially, when we spoke to the teams about this, they were on board, they understood. And then we really started examining what an objective is and what a key result looks like. What are the different tasks or initiatives that everyone's working on? And how do we even phrase it or talk about something? The way you even talk about something reveals a lot about the kind of direction that you're going in. So the next image is changing ways in which things were quickly going really well, and then sometimes it would go down. Sometimes everyone would be motivated, and sometimes it would depend on how is another team performing. Because if I'm updating something and if I'm working on something and the other team is not responding to me, then how do I figure that out? And then there are all these projects, I think, across teams. And so if I'm doing some part of that, another team is doing another part. How do you build cohesiveness? How does everyone get on the same page? How do we build those systems? And I think this framework really helped bring all of that together and helped us kind of understand how we plan and look at things and what are the different data points that we need to measure impact and success. So that's the process of implementation.